bullshit.
Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah, it's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on. Well, the world's strongest man just dropped the ball, and the tent's caving in from the weight of it all. Yeah, the lion's out the cage, puppets in a rage, and the ringleader's on parade. It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Come on! Witness the greatest show on earth! Ignore the flames!
It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Oh, Lord. Can you tell I forgot what I was doing? All right. Happy Tuesday. And I gotta change my background. That looks kind of goofy. Let me hold my hands right there. Yeah. Did you see me clickbaiting there on my normal and white? Okay, here's the deal. I was just trying to see if everybody could be free to say that they're proud to be who they are. And so, yeah. And I am. Everybody should be proud of who they are. Oh, Lord, I'm going to get in trouble for going away from the mic. Anyways, how we all doing this fine Tuesday? A whole 12 days into August. Almost said October. You hear that? What else? I've been busy today. I've had all kinds of stuff to do. Been trying to hook up my second monitor, but wouldn't you know it, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. First it was, well, I got the monitor from Goodwill. Got it home, realized that I needed a cord. So I got the cord, and it worked, I think. The lights came on. But there's no buttons on it, so duh, I need a remote. So now, here we go. I just ordered remotes. It's like, yes, I said remotes because I ordered two because I ain't losing one. And they were the same prices for one. So I was like, yeah, I'll take two, thanks. Exactly, Philadelphia. Proud and white, and you should, I don't care what you are, you should be proud. And I'm normal, kind of. The whole reason I put up that thumbnail was I figured I'd be okay with it because it looked like a screaming fool. So I figured that it kind of counteracted my words, right? So yeah. fun times learning all this YouTube stuff. Learning how to make sure you do it all right, which let me tell you what. If you are looking to know how to know what not to do wrong, follow me. Just follow me all the way, because I got it. I got all the wrong things to do. So you just go back and look at all my stuff and you'll have it. You'll go, yeah, don't do that. Gigi did that, don't do that. Gigi did that, don't do that. But I guess, you live and learn. I'm learning. I actually thought it was pretty funny how well AI put the screaming in, because I just gave him my face and asked him to put my arms up and me screaming. I thought it looked pretty good. As long as I can, I guess, keep it monetized. That was I want to see how it works with keeping some of these monetized, which means that we can't say the F words and things like that. If we do, then I got to go back in and bleep them out, and I'm not a very good editor, let's just say. I can barely YouTube, kind of, sort of. So, don't make it hard on me. And because I'm going to make it hard enough on myself, trust me. I'm sure I'll say it probably at least 3 times. If I do, I probably won't. I won't monetize it. So, yeah. I better say hey before everybody goes away. I already lost one. Flatty. She got the boobies, whether she wanted them or not. And he was checking in 6 minutes early. And Flatty was right there to roll the intro, but I wasn't. Sorry, Annie. I was trying to get ready. And Wolfie. Look at that. Wipes his paws and lopes and howls. Lopes in and howls. I love that. Thank you, Wolfie. And Sherry, she's been out on the high seas. You're sitting at the airport waiting for your delayed flight. Oh no, that's going to mess everything up, isn't it, darling? Oh, that's never fun. Marv, he's talking about how he's going to, as he gets closer to retirement, there's certain things that he has to do he can make sure that we keep some of our flight bennies and we'll get points, which we can turn in for positive space seats and la la la. And I'm like, you going by yourself, dude. Do you get it? I'm not getting on those aircraft. I'm not. I refuse. I'm not trying to freak you out though, Sherry. Go. You'll be fine. You'll be safe. It's just I don't have good luck. So I'll get the plane that the door falls out or something. So, yeah. Anyways, what's up? Woot. Finally got alive. Nice. Yes. Go. You're going to have to get a lottery ticket. Black Diamond, what's up? Alrighty. I think I said hey to the most important ones, which are the ones that are here. Right? Good, honey. I know you're not scared. It's supposed to leave at 6 for... Oh. It's not too bad if they give you enough time, like to go eat something or do something if you want, if you need to. But I always just hate. It's like, just come on. And the other thing is if they're too close together, then you end up missing one flight because they got you late. And it's just a rat race. It makes me think you're in Seattle, though, that your flight's messed up. Sorry. It's just me. Seattle's where everybody's flights mess up. Yeah. It's a direct flight. Oh, that's good. At least you ain't going to have a layover. Thank goodness. So I wrote a few things down that I thought we'd just like chit chat. Not like nothing serious. Just because I figured if I kept it lighthearted, then I didn't have to worry about anybody, or, us losing our monetization on the channel. You have a $30 voucher for food. Oh, well, right on. I'd go eat. You definitely got you enough time, right? Maybe that's what you're doing. I'm just stupid. Not paying attention. So I seen where Rick did. Hey, Ma, what's up? I see where Rick from Good Luck America, if you're not subbed up to him, you want to do that. If you love your freedoms and you want to know about your freedom and you like to listen to an old bastard bitch about stuff. He is very knowledgeable, though. Did you hear about the kids with the sleepy patches in school? And one of the kids snuck out one of the sleepy patches and took it home to Mama. Say, look what I got, Mama. I got me a sleepy patch. I go night-night. I sleep all afternoon. What's my teacher look like? I don't know. I sleep all day. Yeah, let me just tell you. I wouldn't wait for anybody to handle it if it was my grandchildren. There'd be no reason for me to wait. Hey, Mr. Duggar, what's up? Yeah, no reason at all. You don't get to do that to any kid, and you definitely don't get to do it in a school setting of any type. And I love how they were just gonna tell the parents, and then, what do you mean just tell the parents? No, you're not just telling the parents. I want to see charges brought up against whoever it was that did this right now. But then they didn't tell the parents for 2 weeks, and that's when the woman let the cat out of the bag to everybody else. Yeah, I was just horrified when I heard it. I mean, these kids, they were coming home and they're doing this. Like, they couldn't hold their eyes open. Like, they were so tired. So as soon as they start asking the kids about them, they're like, oh, yeah, it's got a moon on it. We go night-night. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. And then, what else? Oh, the illegals. I guess I should clarify. Raiding the riches in California. Like, they're going to their houses, and they're not just hitting their house once. Like, they go, they hit it, they find a bunch of good shit, and then they come back later. Oh, wait, let's come back. The first time the people weren't home. The second time they were. It's like, oh. Oh, man. And the thing about it is like when they talk about when they show up the second time in their home, they just like, they're just victims. They just like sit there and watch them take everything. I'm like, no, that is not how that shit would go down. That is just, it's not. And they're illegal. They got no paperwork. Nobody will find them. These are all jokes. I even hashtagged it as jokes. YouTube, do not get offended. So yeah, I thought that was what's amazing is now you're hearing all kinds of it on the news because now they're doing it to the rich people. Oh, now it counts. Now it matters that it's happening to the people with some money. So yeah, I was pretty. I just couldn't believe they really was gonna bitch about it after all this time. Really, everybody else been going through that kind of shit since Biden was in office. Allegedly, right. Well, the illegals raiding the homes, there's actually the news channel's the one that put it out. So I think I can say better than that. I know that's what I said too, Mr. Duggar. I'm white and normal. Kinda. I guess. Yes. And then what do we all think about the National Guard being deployed in DC to clean house, get the streets cleaned up, get people moved around? They get choices. And here's your choice. You as the homeless person, you have a couple different options. It's not like he's forcing you to do one thing. You either get up and move along, or you go get help so that you can get back on your feet and get your shit together. I think that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, I think they're, I guess the residents are all up in arms about it because, they don't want them cleaning house. Oh, you're okay with, the tents on the street and everybody shitting in the street and all the drug use and nasty. I just watched a thing on Portland. I can't remember the woman's name that was doing the report, but she's got a YouTube channel with like, I don't know, 126,000 or something. Anyway, she was talking about how Portland, legalized all the drugs 3 years ago, and then they realized, oh, this ain't working very well. So they decided they would they should probably take it back. So they took back the law and they put something else into place. If Duggar is here, he'd know. I mean, if Bigger is here, he'd know. Duggar, I didn't drop links yet. I will here in just a minute. I figured I'd bring up all the topics and then bring everybody up. So yeah, I was the whole deal with Portland. Y'all brought this on yourself. You voted this shit in. You voted to make it legal. She talked to a bunch of drug addicts that actually were receiving some help, which was very few. Very few people actually went and got the help. You can't ask a drug addict if they want help. 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you no. So yeah, no. Hey, Seagull. What's up? Long time no see. Good to see you. Glad you're back. I think we seen you on Fool's channel maybe the other night. I think that's where it was. Yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, CNN reports that the U.S. inflation did not rise as much as they expected it from the tariffs. CNN have kind of done, I don't know. It's kind of weird how they've been acting. Like, it almost seems like they have a wee bit of sense sometimes. I'm kind of surprised. I thought I missed somebody. If I missed somebody, hey, I don't think I did, though. Okay. Yeah. And then what was the last thing that I wrote? Oh, this one really pissed me off. I actually have a video for this one. And it's about Illinois and them mandating mental health screening for all kids ages 3rd grade through high school. What's up, LW? Yeah. So I thought that was kind of, I didn't understand, you know. I thought we already went through this. I thought we already established that you guys aren't going to drug our kids up, because that's what they're wanting to do. I mean, that's pretty obvious to me. If you are wanting to have mental evaluations done on these kids, you're doing it because you think you're going to get, oh, my hair. You're doing it because you think you're going to get away with medicating them. Like, no different than, these teachers up here giving sleepy time stickers. To 4-year-olds, no less. So yeah, those were some of the things that I had noticed, but didn't really care much about. I mean, I don't really care. It doesn't. I figured I'd just bring all the shit up and then we'd talk about whatever when people came up. I'm typing as fast as I can. Well, kind of. Come on. Okay. I think I got a bunch of you. I still like sending out the links versus just posting it, because there's too many, freaks that want to get up on here and act stupid. So, anyways, nothing like some more government overreach in Illinois where they want to, well, they are. They're actually going to start doing mental evaluations from 3rd grade through high school. Highly annoying. Can we get some sleepy time stickers for Congress? Well, only if it's one. No, shh. No, shh. We're trying to keep this nice. This is why we can't have nice things, because I can't keep my mouth shut. I can't seem to say nice things. I do try. I really do. It's just sometimes, it's hard. It's really, really hard. So, what else? We had friends here. They showed up yesterday, and we got to hang out with them and go to dinner, and It's our buddy from Alaska. And then he left this morning and went to see his family and went on to do all of his stuff. But yeah, I love it when he comes over because, man, do we have a good time. Last night, we laughed so hard. Some of those things that come out of our mouths. You know, when you're hanging out with people that it doesn't matter if you knew them your whole life or most of your life or part of your life or whatever, but you can basically just bounce anything. Like you just bounce off of each other constantly, and it's just a rolling stomach ache and your face hurts the entire night. That's what it was. Oh, man. We both woke up. I couldn't talk. He couldn't talk. Marvin finally went to bed. I mean, he can only take so much of us before he's like, oh, Lord, I'm going to bed, you two dumb shits. So, yeah. Somebody's here. Somebody's here. Hi, Mr. Duggar.
Hi, darling. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Hmm.
You know, having a beautiful day, man. Been in Red River all day, hanging out with my bubs, and had a good rain. Life is good. Too blessed to be stressed, you know.
Good. It's
Catching
been
up.
100 degrees here.
It did get hot, but it's cooled down now, and thank God.
Yeah, it's
Man.
supposed to get a little nicer, but you know, in the 80s, that I'm good with the 80s. But man, when it gets to the upper 90s and hundreds, I'm like, okay, I'm out. I don't want to do that.
It's I'm probably down to about 70, maybe a little under 70.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, curator. And Mr. Andy, how are ya? Normal. Well, it's normal for us. We're all normal.
Even if some of us have ab as a first name, abnormal.
Abnormal, right? Right.
Young Frankenstein.
I'm
His
okay.
first name was Abe. What do you mean, Abe? Abe Normal.
Abe Normal.
His name was Abe.
Look, I got two.
Yeah, there's a lot of news going on right now, you know.
Yep. They're busy. They're busy, but I've just kind of been, you know, I kind of feel like I'm a little politicked out. I know I don't normally say that, but there comes a time when I just have to go, okay, I need to.
Oh, yeah, take a break.
I don't mind hitting on the news a little bit or whatever, but to go too much, because, I mean, I usually drive some passion behind it. So, if, you know, if I can just kind of every now and then get away from it, it's like, okay, that's probably best.
It works for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, not much I can do from my chair where I'm sitting right now anyway, you know, so voicing an opinion.
Well, I think it's good for all of us to be informed, though. And it doesn't mean that I come here informed. A lot of times I come here and get informed. So most of the time I come here and get informed. So, I come here to get informed just as much as everybody else does.
Yeah. I like the thing you did with it, normal and white. You know, normal is what you are happy being around. Normal is being able to tell right from wrong, or if that's stupid, or if that's, you know, ludicrous. Normal is raising your kids and trying not to worry about the world hurting them or stalking them like predators. You know, that's normal. If one gets caught, he needs to be handled. There's nothing abnormal about wanting the person punished. And, you know, I was listening to, now we're going to stay away from politics, but just an example of that, Judge Judy, I guess that's her name, She just got she is a U.S. attorney now.
Oh, Judge Janine.
Yeah, they swore in.
Or Piro or whatever her name is.
Yeah, yeah. But she's her hands are tied. If somebody shoots somebody in the chest on the subway, she can give them only probation by the. It's just that's not normal. That's there shouldn't be laws like that. Guys that do crimes like that, they need to answer for that. Exactly, common sense, Flatty.
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of people don't have that. They don't have a clue of it. And what they think is common sense, really, they're psychos, So,
mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Hey, Ann. How are you, darling?
What are we going to talk? We're going to talk about football?
No, we are not talking about football. I will.
How about baseball?
Not even a little bit. None of that. That would be worse than politics.
Let's see.
I could care less about all of those. But there's lots of other things. I mean, there's lots of... I at this point, I'm ready to find fun things. What are fun things that we've seen lately?
Fun things. I love some of the memes that are out now. I think that the AI is the creativity it gives to a lot of these people is just amazing. Some of it's just funnier than hell. And I like funny stuff. I don't like drama. I don't like sad.
Yeah, Baker's been doing some really cool stuff with the thumbnails and he's using the AI program to do these thumbnails. Man, they are really good for our conspiracy nights. Oh man, we're just loving them.
Yeah.
They've turned out really well. I need to
There's your crew right there. There's LW.
Yeah, he's been in here messing with me. See, he's trying to baseball, basketball.
Yeah, we didn't say basketball. She likes basketball.
Well, I like baseball probably more than any of them.
That's my girl.
I think it was because, I liked baseball so much. When my kids decided to quit and give up baseball, I cried.
LW, what do you mean by that? My balls are always...
You're... He thinks we got feathers over here for him, I guess. Just tickle him for him.
I need some cactus, some machoya.
Little stinging nettle.
Ooh.
Zing.
The people that don't know what stinging nettle is, you're having a fantastic life.
That's right. Well, I think you were kind of robbed of your childhood, though.
Yeah, by whacking a sister or a brother with a branch of it. Yeah,
Even if you got it first, the fact that you got to pay them back, it was always good.
That's caused many a fight. Yeah. Song. I don't know. But yeah, I was just cruising by. I wanted to say hi to you.
I'm glad you did. Yeah. Yeah, I figured I was going to send out the links beforehand, and then I was like, I'll just do the thing because I was running late. So that's how come I didn't.
I'll let you get some people up here more interesting than me.
Oh, I doubt anybody's coming up. Trust me. I think they probably had enough of me. They see me like 3 days a week. I think they're all sick of me. They're like, you know what?
Nonsense.
You can only take so much of somebody for, so many times in a week. Unless you're married to them.
Well.
Or they're your kids.
No, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Boy, it's been hotter than a pistol. I can't wait till it's supposed to be cooled off tomorrow. I'm telling you what, if it doesn't, I'm going to the mountains. Oh my gosh, I called on my RV today. I thought I was going to cry.
My dad was a tugboat captain. He was gone 2 weeks at a time, 2 weeks on and a week off. And my mother had 3 other boys besides myself. And she wasn't scared of none of us. Go on and believe that. She didn't really threaten us too much. But if you ever got threatened to get your name on the fridge for daddy's work, you were the nicest to her. Come on, Mama, let me make you a cake or something. What I got to do to get that off that fridge? Now you pushed it too far. And she was vindictive. She think she was. Oh no, you did that knowing. All right.
Now you're going down.
I am going down.
Oh, you are going down. I thought you meant your mama was going to take you down.
No, she was not scared to. Trust me.
I bet.
She could hit you around the corner with a shoe.
Oh, yeah.
But you didn't run. That's one thing you didn't do. You didn't run for her. Because sooner or later, you had to come back.
Now, my Marvin and his brother, they used to run from their mom because if you didn't, she had horse whips. And if they got a hold of you, holy moly. And so Marvin and Ron would take off and they'd go up on the hill and they'd stay up on the hill all day long, just dinking around in trees and playing and, because they had over 600 acres just to run on. So they stayed gone till their dad came home, or it was dinner time and, they got hungry. And then they'd come home, and by then she was cooled off, and, everything was fine.
Pick every flower you see just for her.
Yeah.
Here, Mama.
Yeah,
Yeah, my mama was a little bit of psycho. She was a good mama, good mother. I was so blessed with most wonderful parents. But Mama had a little bit of psycho in her because she had 4 boys.
Hell yeah.
We made her psycho, trust me. Especially my 3 older brothers. I was the angel.
That was part of your parenting toolbox.
I was the baby. Yeah. They tortured me. Dennis was a big old mush. He like Mr. Duggar. He loved everybody. Me and him were bubs. He didn't really jack with me too much. My older brother George and Joey. Oh my God. I don't know how we survived them.
Yep, Ann. If you don't stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about. Yep, came out of my mother's mouth more than once. I'm pretty sure I said it to my kids too. I know I did.
Oh, you don't want to cry, huh? You don't want to cry? You Mr. Tough? No. Wah.
I remember one time my cousins, they were just a hair older than I was, and they tell the story of, it was 2 girls, and they tell the story of their mom going in and giving them a spanking because they wouldn't go to bed, and they kept talking, and finally, after a couple hours, my Aunt Punky was just like, all right, I'm done. So anyways, she goes in and she gives both of them a spanking, and as she goes out the door, the youngest one, the troublemaker, says, "That didn't hurt me. Did it hurt you?"
Oh, that's evil.
Wow, my Aunt Punky heard what she said, and she went right back in. Well, let me tell you what, when she left the second time, she was not saying that didn't hurt me.
Yeah, the worst beating I ever caught was from my Aunt Billy. She heard me cuss out another one of my cousins and pop him one because he stole my fireworks. And so I didn't play that shit. I gave him a knot on his head and cussed him out, and she caught me right in. You blankety 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 blank blank blank. Douglas, I think you can come up here with me and let me beat you. You ain't putting your hands on me. She said, no, I'm going to put everything else but my hands on you. And she did. So I took off down the road. We was at fishing camp. They had the best fishing camp in the whole world. And I was walking out of there, buddy, and it was 35 miles to the house, but I was fixing to walk home. And my Uncle Johnny come found me, and he said, why don't we just go Bob White hunting? Stay away from her for a while. I said, sounds good to me.
And, he got your ass out of it.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't talk to her. I didn't talk to her when I come back. And she said, what, you give me the silent treatment? Of course, I didn't say nothing because I was giving her the silent treatment. Yeah, I caught one upside the head. Now, you still not talking to me? Yes, ma'am, I'm talking to you. What do you want me to talk to you about? I was scared of that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said, what did you do? You know she's crazy. I said, I knew she was crazy, but I didn't know she was bat screaming crazy. She was bat screaming crazy.
My mom never, there was no warning. Like, if you got something from my mom, her toolbox was the element of surprise because she was only barely 5 feet. And so when she made contact, she made it count. Yeah, she made it count, and she made contact pretty much every time. I remember I have the exact same mother's ring that my mom had, Black Hills Gold, and she had 3 stones in it, and I had 3 stones in mine. And I remember her mother's ring being imprinted on my lips right here after I told her, for almost 2 days, right here where you could see those basically those stones were stuck right in there.
It was a punch.
No, she backhanded me because I told her to shut up. I never, ever told her to shut up again.
I bet you didn't.
Nope.
Oh, my God, boy.
Yeah, she didn't mess around. And like I said, it was always the element of surprise. Like, she would, if you were too far away, it wouldn't be on her to, pick some up and chuck it. And she always made contact. I'm telling you what, that woman had the best aim I ever seen in my life. She could cold cock you in the back of the head with pretty much anything. But
but if I could just sneak one more of her shrimp.
Yeah,
she used to fry shrimp. She fed a horde of people, because it's amazing how many people would show up when we fried shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
And my mama, we had a great big old crock bowl she'd just fill up. Yeah, that and a big pot of grits, because that's what we ate with our shrimp. And and I still eat them like that today. But I'm telling you what, man, I work hard for shrimp, sneak a shrimp. And she'd be watching you too when you go through. Yeah, you think you're coming in here to sneak a shrimp, aren't you? And all along, George is reaching around, grabbing 2, one for both of us. I said, no, that's all good. We had her figured out, man. We had her figured out. But but we was one of them houses. Hey, y'all get the hell out of the house. And then they'd turn the air conditioner on. No, that wasn't true. We kept air conditioning. But they damn sure kick us out of the house for the day. Y'all go find something to do. Summer.
I don't remember the air conditioner ever really being on in our house until, I guess it was, but my mom always just kept the house closed up, closed the drapes. They were real thick drapes. And so everything was always just closed up. And so it stayed nice and cool in there. But we spent a lot of time outside. We were in Idaho. You're always off doing something. So
yeah, we all had cars that we could work on, and fish to catch was a must. And
P. Digit said, I saw my mom's mother hit 2 of her sons with 1 shoe on the same throw.
Pure assassin.
Right? Yeah, I'm telling you what. Moms are they got it. That's why I always said, like, I never understood why my mom. It's like you should have played softball, man. You would have kicked some butt because I never seen her miss ever.
Uh, well, you just didn't talk to my mom like that because we had more respect. But the other thing is, if our daddy ever got a wind of it, he would change our mind about ever talking like that. Not 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 so much mom, because she did have a little pity. He wouldn't. And my dad could pop a volleyball with one hand right out of the box. Pop.
Yeah, I was more scared of my mom than any man ever. My mom fucking ruled, man. And I'm telling you what, all 5 feet of her, and she,
Yeah, my
She
mom
was-
was much bigger.
she was a bartender, and I seen fucking huge loggers that wouldn't, they wouldn't have nothing to do with her.
Big loggers.
When the cops would come in and they, it was a rule that if they came into the bar, this was when they first had the whole law that their guns had to be locked up behind the bar. And so they'd come into the bar to walk through the bar, and it used to just irritate Mama. It was like, come on, dude, you're messing with my business here. Get down out of here. Well, she'd say, you have to take it off. You can't be in here with that. Sorry. Oh, we can control our guns. She said, that's what everybody that has a gun in here says. So, no, you can't. You either stand at the door and watch, or you're not coming in with that clip to your hip. So, and she wouldn't let him in. Oh man, they were like, you are a firecracker. All 5 feet of you, man. She didn't care.
Yeah.
It was her bar. But she was also a stickler for, she didn't, if you were getting lit and she could tell, she'd be like, all right, you're done. Here, have a cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah. My mom ran a bar, too. Oh, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
But it was a dance hall. Country and Western. You ever heard of Freddie Fender?
Of course.
He used to play at our club.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know.
It's amazing. The things we all whine about and what our parents did and went through and never ever whined.
Yeah. I mean, they went through World War II.
Yep, that's right. Siegel, guns and booze, no way. Exactly. And that's how my mom felt about it. It was like, And they were like, well, we're not going to let somebody, get a hold of it. Well, no. Why do you need to walk through here? Everybody knows you're right outside the door. They know it. They know you're sitting in your car right across the street in the parking lot watching everybody walk out of here. And most had, designated drivers. They weren't, we're in a town of 600 people. You got 4 cops out in the parking lot across the street. You pretty much want to have a designated driver, or you were getting a Dewey.
Oh, yeah. We I bounced in bars and stuff, and, cops, are different now than what they used to be.
Yeah.
Cops back in our days, you were drunk, you go out there and go, Bob, I'm drunk as hell. I can't drive home. He said, well, I'll make sure you get home.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that used to go. Now, oh, you're drunk? We're going to just throw you in jail right now for being
Public
drunk.
intoxication. Yep.
Can't say, hey, it slipped up on me.
Very frustrating.
I don't know what to do about a lot of people. They don't get what we went through or what our parents went through. They think freedom's free. They don't know. They don't worry about taking care of their neighbor anymore, or checking on their neighbors, or
Well, we've
even
been burned.
even knowing their neighbors.
The whole thing with the Sue Happy people nowadays, it's just, I mean, I don't help my neighbors. Jesus, I got dragged through court before just because I helped my neighbors. You know, threatened by the neighbor and then dragged through court. It was a nightmare. Hell no.
Are
In
you
fact, I
kidding?
told him. I told the cop. I said, you know what? No, I'll tell you straight up. I could see a house on fire and I ain't calling you guys. I ain't call. You're not dragging me through your legal bullshit. Nope. Hey, Dave, what's up? Mr. Dave Brown in the house.
The horse knew where to go. We had a guy got a DUI for driving his lawnmower. They done took both sets of his keys away from him.
Yeah.
And his one of them was his tractor. They took his tractor keys, which he could have just made run anyway, but he just made it a point, you know. Well, they made it a point. Don't be driving your tractor. You know, he thought he had him beat. And so he came out and had his lawnmower. He said, well, it's just a lawnmower. I'm going 2 miles an hour in the ditch. You know?
We used to have a friend that grew up in my hometown, and he would get to the bar and he'd, you know, get hammered drunk, and then he'd get in his rig and he'd try to drive home. And one time the cops pulled him over and they're like, Freddie, what are you doing? You can't be driving. He said, well, I'm too drunk to walk. So they said, no, man, you gotta, and they were just being shitheads. So they said, no, you gotta walk. They said, we'll give you a ride. And they said, no. He said, I don't want to ride. I'll walk. So instead of walking down up to his house, which was a steep hill, he walked down to his brother's house and got in his brother's rig and drove it up the hill to his house because he wasn't walking up the hill. I thought that was the funniest shit. I mean, he still was not, even after they told him no. They didn't give him a DUI. They just said, get out and go walk. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I'm too drunk to drive. Or too drunk to walk.
Yeah, that's like what's that one? Fluffy, the big comedian. He said, "You're already busted, so you might as well have some fun." So he jumped on the other side when they stopped him. When the cop come up, he goes, "You were driving." He goes, "I wasn't driving." He left. You know, talking to the imaginary driver left. He said he left. He goes, that was you driving. He goes, oh no, I'm way too drunk to be driving.
Well, there's a video about a guy. I should find it, and it's where he gets pulled over by a cop, and it's a girl, and he's a cowboy, and he's like, well, let's dance. Let's do a dance off for it. So they do a whole dance off, and both of them are really good with their little dance off. And at the end, he messes up, and he said, damn it, if I wasn't drunk. And she's like, I gotcha. Or something to that effect. Yeah, it was really good.
I've seen that. No, I don't know, man.
All right, Ma.
World's a different place. But, you know, it's still fun.
Yep. Yeah, HB, whose birthday? Hey, Wanda, what's up? And Kai is in here. Yeah, and I remember that. Rick showed a video of an Amish guy that he'd passed out in his buggy, but the horse knew the way home, and he got arrested. And the horse knew the way home. I mean, leave him alone.
Ladies and blaze, that's not a correct thing to say. I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't either, Lays. There's no blood in my alcohol, officer, right? Right, Ann? Oh, yeah. Crazy. So, yeah, I can't wait to get my remotes for my TV so I can get, or my other monitor so I can get that hooked up. Christ, by the time I get done, I could have just went and bought a monitor. I mean, I bought it at Goodwill and it was $20. Then I had to buy $10 cord and a $10 remote. So
A remote.
for it because I didn't there was no remote.
You just turn your screen on.
It doesn't have an on or off. You have to use a remote for it.
I bet there's a button on it.
I've looked everywhere.
I bet there's a button on it. I've never seen one without one.
And even once I get it on, it's going to be just like the last TV, and I have to put it on a certain channel, and I ain't going to be able to because there's no button.
Yeah.
I went through the whole thing. I turned it all the way over, touched every P. Yeah. Could not find a button nowhere.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it was pretty trippy. Good night, Wolfie. Thanks for hanging out, darling.
Later, bro. Well, I didn't know I was not going to be able to scream about commies and libs tonight, so I came here prepared for such a talk.
Well, that's why I tried to use a deflection, and I figured that YouTube would be okay with this thumbnail because it looked like a liberal screaming. So
That's kind of scary, actually. You know what I mean?
I thought AI did good, man. I just put a picture there and said, "Okay." Put the arms up and screaming, and it did.
Wow, that's scary. I think I'm gonna have to learn this AI.
You know what's trippy is it really does look like my arms too. Like those look like my elbows for certain, and those wrists. It looks like I'm telling you, it freaks me out.
They are yours. They took the picture through your curtain.
Right?
Dum 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 dum.
I did. I seen where the little bull of Lester's died. At first I said, "Oh, we're bringing him home," and I was all excited going, "Oh, yeah, he's coming home already. That's amazing." He must have did a big turnaround, and then I seen where he started spreading the ashes. I'm like, "Oh." It bummed me out.
No, it's not. We're not talking about that stuff tonight, ladies and ladies. Thank you very much. Gutters took all the fun out of it.
Right now, I don't care if we talk about, but I just didn't want it to be a whole political night tonight, just because every now and then I feel like we need something different.
Excuse me.
Get right? They're not nearly calloused enough. I agree. Anyways, I absolutely agree. Yeah. Crazy. What else do I know? I do think it's kind of cool that I think that Trump's next house cleaning party is New York to clean the homeless and the streets up. So, and I think it's a great way too for them to come in and find all those illegals. You know, if they go in and start cleaning up a lot of the homeless, they'll find a lot of those illegals.
I think they ought to just take a seine net and go across to California. That's where most of them are.
Oh no, they're everywhere. Dude. They spread them throughout the U.S. and they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So that it would be too hard. I mean, if you look at like where people were going, they'd say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to New York," and really they didn't. They went to Florida or Arizona, or they didn't. So they would say they were going one place, but they really wouldn't go there. And they're not, they weren't going to have to come back for like 4 years. Well, they didn't even give the right name. They don't even have a birth certificate or anything to be able to track them with. So whoever they said they were, they could say they were anybody. And they did. The ones that they actually got them to come through, well, kind of come through.
Yeah.
The right way.
Yeah. Voting, I don't know. I just, it's scary, how many people actually came in. The people that's out there, like he's saying, they didn't send their brightest and their most talented. They sent their criminals.
Well, and even then, I mean, even if they didn't send, I don't care who they sent. Doesn't matter to me. If you came in here and you are illegal, you are illegal. I don't care if you are Mother Mary's sister. If you came in here illegal, you are illegal and you need to get the hell out. You need to start over. You need to do it the right way. You need to follow the laws of the U.S. The problem is, I don't see, here's the deal is, I think, number one, that I think, the number that they have, I think it's way more than that. I think way more people came in than what they're saying came in. We'll never be, and that's why I think it's okay that they're cleaning the streets, because I think that's one way that they are going to get not just hardcore criminals, but people that are basically here and are living off our systems through whatever way, because a lot of them don't even have to prove that who they are or anything to get all kinds of services. So that we got to stop that. And I think a great way to get those people out is, a lot of them are homeless and they need to. This ain't a good place to be homeless at anyways. We're not a homeless type of country. We don't do well with it. You need to go someplace where it's okay to be homeless.
Unless you're a vet. They don't mind letting our vets sit out there.
Well, it sounds like they're going to start doing some changes on that too. Now they're going to start.
Pisses me off.
They're actually starting to pull out all the illegals that are in these hotels, and they're putting veterans in. Hey, Scott, what's up? So yeah, I think that's going to be, another thing that will kind of show the American people that, things are hopefully turning around, but I don't know. I have a lot of lost hope in me at this point.
Well, I keep getting ads run across my computer. Do you agree with President Trump about ending Gay Pride Month and giving a military month? Well, how'd they ever get a month anyway?
Why do we keep doing months? Why does anybody got to have a month?
Stop
with it.
We have a Labor Day. We have, Independence Day.
Yeah, why do we got to give something a month?
Especially something that 89 to 98% of the country disagrees with.
Mm-hmm.
And give us our fucking rainbow back. Excuse my language. That's our promise from God.
Well, I mean, it is very frustrating that, I mean, if I see a rainbow, I'm like, I ain't even looking that way, because that's the first thing I think of now is it's not what it used to be.
No.
Even when you see one in cute pastel colors or, nope. Hey, Mayo.
Sure, I know exactly what I'm talking about, Humble Distilling Company. The laws don't create illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are created by immigrants coming across here illegally. And yes, It is illegal for them to cross into the United States without being vetted. You know?
The problem is,
A lot of laws don't coincide.
okay, the problem is the laws of the U.S. do not coincide with the values of the U.S. and the laws create illegal immigrants. Y'all have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, well, first of all, I think at this point you don't have no idea what you're talking about because the problem is the laws of the U.S. do not coincide with the values of the U.S. and the laws create illegal immigrants. Well, first of all, there's way too many laws, but I definitely think there should be tons of laws for illegal immigrants. If you come across the border and you didn't go through the right protocol to get here, your ass is illegal. That's all there is to it. Hands down, ain't no two ways about it. I don't want to, doesn't matter if you came in moonwalking or skipping frontwards, is illegal. That's just the way it is. So, and it's still laws. We don't get to go, when we break the law, we do not get to go to court and go, well, that law doesn't really go along with my values. So I decided I would break it. That should mean I'm not guilty. I mean, that makes no sense. Yeah, we're not happy with all the laws, but we still have to abide by them.
And that's not true. Nobody's been taken out of the court that came in the right way. That is not true. That is a fallacy. Prove it. Okay? You know, they were illegally in this country. That's why they went. You don't know what you don't know what you're talking about.
If people are being taken out of courts, no. First of all, if they're in court because they did something wrong. I mean, nobody goes to court because they did it all right. If you are going to court, you already did something wrong. You are there because you broke the law in some way. That's what the courthouse is for. So, dude, do you really believe the stuff that you're typing? That's just, give me a break.
Oh, are you into building models? You've been sniffing a little bit of glue there, son.
P digits, I know. We're avoiding politics. No, we're not. Wait a minute. I'm. If they're in court, no. Okay. Just because they're in court doesn't mean they went there the right way to court. You're just assuming that they all got, a hearing or a this or a that. If they're in court, they could have been in court because they just pulled them out of jail. Or out of their holding cell for illegals. I mean, I don't understand. You drink too much Kool-Aid, dude.
You cannot break into the United States, come in illegal, and then claim asylum. What you do is you come to the front gate and claim asylum. You try to do it the right way. Good God, you people have no clue. Because you got all the facts there, right? Just the facts, ma'am. We just want the facts. Yeah, you got the facts. Show me an instant where they took a person that came in legally and then asked for asylum that was kicked out of this country unless they were turned down for asylum because they were trying to blow wind up their skirt.
You people.
And what he's talking about are when they show up at the immigration courthouses to eject people who have lost their cases.
Exactly.
Or who have been ordered out before and have refused to go. They already have removal orders, most of them.
Exactly. You have to claim it at the front gate. You have to be vetted to claim asylum.
Well, because before, the people that were turned down for asylum and all that and found to have committed fraud were allowed to walk out of the courthouse and disappear into society again.
And then we never seen them again because their court date wasn't for another 8 years down the road.
So I don't have a problem with putting a deportation force at the courthouse to eject the ones that were legally rejected.
Exactly.
Why would you let them walk out to disappear again? Doesn't make any sense. Just like if the cops arrest somebody with a deportation order, they shouldn't be letting them out of the courthouse until ICE shows up. That's all ICE is asking for. Is it these police departments hold on to these people, detain them for a short amount of time until they can get there and pick them up? We wouldn't be raiding Home Depots in California if California state government would allow their police to do that. If it wasn't against the law to do that in California. But right now we have to go about it this way because they've made it that way. They forced it that way. They want to see raids. They want to see crying kids on the TV because it works for their advantage.
Exactly. They want victims.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like the guy who was hiding from ICE and fell off a greenhouse roof and died. How is that ICE's fault?
That's a big greenhouse.
Yeah. It's a dope greenhouse in California.
But let's let everybody, not you guys, I'm not talking to you guys, but in chat, let everybody be able to say what they want to say in chat. I mean, as long as they're not, calling you some kind of crazy name or something. I mean, it's okay. He says you're crazy. I said he was crazy too.
Yeah, well, you can have.
I mean, that's okay. Opinion. I don't care. Just don't, I mean, if he starts saying like, I mean, Old Humble is he's just given his opinion. Here's the deal. This is what I like about Old Humble. I'm going to tell you right now is it keeps my channel from being a total echo chamber. I want people that disagree to come on and explain why they disagree. I think that's exactly how we start to understand what's going on in this world, right, wrong, or indifferent. We're not going to get it until we actually listen to both sides, to everybody. And I know that it's very frustrating. I totally get it. It's just we cannot silence people. It's not fair. So let's not do that.
Exactly.
Yes. Perhaps you're a bit too touchy anyways. Okay. Well, Old Humble, please don't go anywhere. I think it sounds like you were timed out, but don't go anywhere. We definitely like your input. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying, but I definitely want to hear what you do have to say. And
what do you think about having him up on the panel?
Well, I posted the link. I don't know if he wanted to come up, but I just don't want people to think that you can only come here and believe one way to be able to hang out here. That's not what I think at all. I do want others to be able to come here and talk as well. I'll argue with you if I don't believe what you're saying or I disagree with you, but I think that's what it's supposed to be about.
Guaranteed she will argue with you. You want to see how easy she is to get to argue?
Don't.
No.
Or I'll time you out.
Oh, please give me a break.
Did you guys see that news story today about property tax inequity?
I don't think I seen it. About
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
They showed they were talking about people losing their properties to back taxes. To owing back taxes.
uh-huh.
And it was this gentleman. His grandmother actually bought the property back in the 50s, paid it off, left it to his mother. His mother left it to him. But he almost lost it to back property taxes. And they were doing a comparison to his neighborhood and a white neighborhood in New York City, right? But they left in the comparison, they left out the fact they mentioned that his property was a 2-unit property, right? And his taxes were like $7,300. And the other single unit property of the same value was like $4,300. Well, yeah, of course you're going to have more properties or more taxes. You have 2 homes on your property. But they're trying to sell it as it has to do with race and not anything else.
I didn't hear about that. That is just
But this is the kind of shit they put out there. And if you don't pick up that the mention, his 2-unit property, well, yeah, that would make sense that his tax would almost be double. A single unit property.
Misguiding narratives has always been a thing that really gets my gall, is because how some people fall for them. Anytime we have something, or anytime that there's some real legitimate business or facts being brought out, they immediately run some kind of flag to go, or squirrel, look over there, no, don't look there, look over here where the squirrel's at, that kind of thing. So I don't know, but as far as people being pulled out of court for and being legally in there, they came in the right way. Well, maybe their asylum was turned down, and that's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that's the people they're grabbing up in the courts.
And if they're grabbing him up for that reason, he's already been given a decision to vacate the United States. Now he can go in and apply come in for a visa and maybe citizenship go back and start from ground one. But there's a lot of people that have to take that first step that are now Americans, and they did it the right way. They didn't jump a fence. They didn't hire people to sneak them in.
Yeah, and the asylum thing has been taken advantage of, right?
Yeah.
Like in the 80th percentile, these asylum claims are proved not true.
Yeah.
That's just what they use to get in the door. And they're just hoping for another amnesty, like the one we had in 86.
It's so confusing,
Well, we only need to take asylees from Canada and Mexico. We shouldn't take asylees from anywhere else. Because once they cross a safe border, that's where they're supposed to claim asylum according to the UN and international law. They're not supposed to cross 13 borders to get here.
Yeah. The first safe country.
Yeah. If it had to do with safety, which it obviously doesn't, being safe would be enough, right?
Yeah. And that means he probably came in legally to the country he crossed to get here too.
And that country let them through because they knew they were just traveling through to come here. Because if you look at go ahead and cross into Mexico and see what happens to you. without papers. Look at the southern Mexico border. It's all fenced. Imagine that.
When I looked it up, it says to apply for asylum firmly or defensively, file a form I-589 application for asylum and for withholding of removal within 1 year of your arrival to the United States. Well, that makes no sense. They get to be here for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is if you're caught before then I mean, that seems like that doesn't make any sense. It's after within the year of you being here. I would think it would be like you said, you would have to file for asylum when you get here. Like that's, you stop at the border and fill out your paperwork.
Yeah, because that's what the rules say. You have to report at a port, an entry port, as an asylee. But Joe Biden was letting them do that by checking in on the app on their phone.
Well, this actually says no, to apply for asylum, that you could do it within 1 year of your arrival in the United States. This is what it says, right?
Do you have that link?
Yeah, it's let me see here. Right there. Yeah. I'll even show it. Where is it? Oh. Here we go. So, right there. Everything I just read a minute ago. Yeah. I still think, though, that when that's for asylum. That's not for being here legally in the United States, which is completely.
Yeah, that's not to come here for work or anything like that.
Right. Hey, Corey. It means that the government has decided it's not worth pursuing your case, that you're going to be able to either be free to pursue some other avenue.
Because I see that in the AI roundup.
You see what in the AI roundup? Okay, but don't call us names. And it wasn't me. It was one person that silenced you. So quit having a pissy fit.
Yeah, get over it. Jesus.
But he said asylum is coming here the right way. You still don't have to do it for within a year. This is what it literally says in the law. But my whole point is asylum isn't about, well, I mean, that's to say, that's not what coming in legally is. Like when you come through the gate, you don't just get to come here and then go, oh, I should go straighten shit out with the paperwork after a year of being here. So asylum is something completely different from it. Am I wrong? What the hell?
Yeah, they're acting like everybody that's coming over is actually applying for asylum, and they're not.
Yeah, asylum is a form of protection granted to foreign nationalists who have fled their home country due to persecution or a well-founded fear of persecution. Okay, so that has nothing to do. These people are not all coming here because they're scared of the country they're in. They're coming to the United States because they want a better life. It's not necessarily that they're scared of where they're at, right? I just read the definition of it. So that makes no, I mean, asylum is completely different of you being here legally.
Yeah, and if you're running from the ball from your country, you don't get asylum. That's not what that's about, you know. Why do they have a right to their hearing? They're not a citizen.
He said when they're attending their court hearings, what more do you want from them? They have a right to their hearings. The hearings are due process, and they have a right to that. Okay.
And they are getting those hearings. They are being denied, and they are being taken out by ICE.
But here's the deal is they're not exactly. That's the deal. They want to make sure that if they are being denied, that they are going. We're not going on the honest John thing anymore. That ain't worked, obviously. So now we have to make sure that if they are not allowed, if they're denied to be here, then they need to go. And ICE is making sure that's what they're doing. The problem is we got a bunch of states that keeps trying to protect these people. So, right. Anyways, give me one of them sleepy patches.
And we're not in charge of none of it anyway, so don't hop on us. You know, but I have an opinion. If they came into this country illegally and they're trying to blow air up our shorts with this asylum stuff and they're denied, they got to leave. Okay. If they catch you in here after jumping in here illegally, you need to leave, period. You know, I mean, you start off trying to come into America by breaking our laws.
Well, that's what I don't understand is that I can't imagine going to another country and saying, I'm going to go in through the back door and then I'm going to apologize afterwards and say, okay, could I come through the front door now and get my own stuff and get it handled here? And
that's another problem, right? New York City had a denial rate of 16%. Houston, a denial rate of 83%.
Yeah.
And that's activist judges at work.
At this rate, I'm telling you, we're full. We're full. I don't care what anybody says. We cannot go anywhere without coming upon. And I'm telling you, I know they're illegal. I know they're here, and I know they're illegal by the way they're acting and the things that they're doing. Yesterday, we went to lunch. There was this, I think he was from another country. I want to say it was probably Jamaica or somewhere in that area. Anyways, he was talking in his tongues, and we couldn't understand a word he said, but he was mad because Marvin stopped the car so he could walk in front of our car, and then he was mad at us about it and was just flailing his arms. And I don't know what he was saying because he was saying it in his other tongue, but I was like, dude, where's ICE? Get him. I am not going to constantly fear. We can't even let our 14-year-old granddaughter go to the bus stop by herself because of what has been let into this country. So this whole thing of just on being immediately, going to stick up for all of them. No, that's not what's going to happen. We're going to go through them with a fine-tooth comb, and if they shouldn't be here, they're going.
You tell them, Gutters.
Well,
One
and
way or
that's
the
the
other.
thing, right? Why can't we make the rules for people that come into our country?
Yeah. We're the rule makers, dude.
Why shouldn't we have control of that?
And
why shouldn't the conditions that we need allow that to change?
You got to remember there's more than just South Americans in here, Honduras and Ecuador and Venezuela and that kind of big. There's people from Haiti, there's people from the Congo, there's people here from Korea, China, they're all nationalities. And it was just like they opened the doors and said, "Come on in." And that was just I'm telling you, that was part of a madcap plan to bring down our republic. Period.
Oh, and to yeah, and to flood states with with people to count for congressional districts.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Oh, damn it. I had this the other day, and it was DHS's map of how many deportees and detainees so far.
Well, first of all, it's about a lot of things. There's not just one thing that can fix any of this. There's a lot of reasons why people have to be deported. So, I mean, and by all means, if you would like to open up your home, how many have you opened up your home to? How much money have you forked out for these people to take them off the street and give them a nice, warm, happy home? How many have you? This is what I mean. We can all sit here and go, we could all be standing up for them. But the problem is somebody's got to pay for it. And who is that? That's us. We're the ones that are paying for these people because they come here with nothing.
I'm sorry, I don't owe you.
No,
I
we don't owe that.
I owe that old veteran that got shot. I owe that lady down the street whose husband was shot in the line of duty, and has kids. Or somebody that's sick or hurt, and really disabled. We got more empathy for people than any other country. Get you can stop now. Stop. We want people to be happy and have wonderful lives. But at what cost? I mean, it's America first for change. I'm digging it.
Well, y'all should have known that when Biden was letting them flow in like a bloody nose that you couldn't get stopped, you should have known that that drastic measures were going to have to be taken to clean it up. These streets are disgusting. This is absolutely ludicrous, and none of us should have to be dealing with this. I'm sorry, I don't. We pay tons of taxes. And I don't think I should have to step over homeless people. And I don't think I should have to pay for illegals. So on all the levels, there's a few things that have to be done. And they all kind of correlate together because a lot of these illegals are homeless. So they kind of intertwine together. And it has to be dealt with. And I think that part of it, I'm very impressed with how Trump's handling that. And I mean, I know that a lot of our rights have to be set aside so we can get the things cleaned up, but it has to be done. Whether you like it or not, it has to be done. And it's part of the sacrifice that we have to make to get it handled. Now, once it's done, I don't think they should be able to continue to do it. I mean, let's get it cleaned up and then let's move on like we used to. But, we didn't have to stop and check everybody all the time. But right now, I think they need to.
See, a lot of people, because they're paying attention to it for the first time, are just learning about the 100-mile border zone where ICE and Border Patrol have authority in the United States. But it's been that way for over 20 years. But they're just now talking about it because they just now think it just happened. And no, it's been that way for a long time. Just because you weren't paying attention doesn't mean it changed.
I love how he keeps saying it's about immigrants. No, it's not about immigrants. It's about illegal
Hold
immigrants.
Hold on, Gutters.
Illegal.
Gutters, let me say
Why
something.
should
He
right, go ahead.
kind of insinuated we were being racist too about the right shade,
Yeah.
specific shade. Sir, I'd taken offense to that. There's nobody here I know
Yeah, none of us.
that is a serious racist.
None of us.
You
No.
know?
All of us
But-
have family that are of other
Yeah.
colors. So just sit
It's
right
more-
back down in your chair there.
You know,
It's more about culture and common beliefs than anything else. Because guess what? Diversity is not strength. It's not. When you have values and morals that are diametrically opposed to those of the country you're in, you're a threat.
LW. Yeah, white and normal. Excuse me, let me put on my black skin or my brown skin right now.
And if you don't like white and normal, you can freely move anywhere in the world.
Well, it's just funny because if it would have been said black and normal or whatever, it would have all been okay.
Ain't that right, Flatty? The legals in my country get free clothes and free phones, free laptops, free medical, free dental, free 4-star hotels with cook meals 3 times a day and get free money every week.
Yep.
So we ain't took care of enough people.
Yep. And how's that working out for your country? Because if it's England, it's not working out very well.
No, y'all went plain commie.
If it's France, it's not working out very well. If it's Spain and Portugal or Italy, it's not working out very well. If it's Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, it's not working out very well for Finland or any of them.
You notice they did it all at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
It just, you know, they don't want any identifying. They don't want you to have a history. They don't want you to have a culture. They want to be the ones in central control. You know,
Well, Germany was trying to do that in Germany before the EU. And let's face it, Germany pretty much controls the EU. So they're just forcing their policies that they were doing before the EU existed on all of Europe.
I miss Baker. What?
I mean, because originally the Germans brought in the Turks for cheap labor.
Miss LW, Miss Pools. Okay, I'm over them now. You like that? That was good.
Yeah, I'm sick of the whole undocumented, and that's not what it is. It's called illegal.
It's called
It's illegal. I mean, there's no
They
two
are
ways about it.
invaders. He's not wrong. They are invading the country.
Right.
I mean, especially when you look at the lines of them, right? I didn't see many kids. I saw a bunch of military-age males
Yep.
from all over the world, including our most hostile countries.
Yeah, I think people need to, we had to sit back and watch our country be inundated with illegals.
Word of the day.
And now we're watching them get cleaned up and you know, we weren't out there rioting and throwing shit fits when they were letting the gates open and just letting them flow in. without ever, I mean, they'd just turn their back and let them in. Shit, they'd go get a bus and haul them in. And most of them weren't even showing. They weren't even saying what their name was. They were just being let in and let go.
Yeah. And they drop all their documents.
Yes.
On the other side of the border before they come in.
Yep.
Because they have criminal pasts and convictions. And they just make up a whole new persona when they get here.
Yeah. I mean, it just has to be done. And I know that, we're going to, there's a lot of people that are going to be offended about it, but it's too bad. You're going to have to get over it because it's going to happen. And it's going to happen for the next 3.5 years.
I want to know where Humble's from.
Well, what I noticed
Texas.
with this, it's just like the trans boys in sports issue and all that. Most Americans don't complain about it until it directly affects them.
What's a C misdemeanor?
Coming into the country is a Class C misdemeanor. Coming in illegal.
Fiction. Is that still not a violation of U.S. law? Just because it's a Class C misdemeanor?
One that gets you booted out of the country. That's pretty serious misdemeanor.
Yeah.
You know he voted for AOC.
Oh, yeah, surely.
Oh, he's from Texas. Is he like in Texas? Yeah, I know he does.
Oh, half his family's probably undocumented.
I'm not going to talk shit about him. He can say what he wants to, but he's wrong. He might believe it in his heart and hold his Bible to his chest, but you're wrong, son. Common sense says you didn't come here legal, get out. Period.
Yeah. Fly in through customs. Fly into an international port at the station at the airport and try and run through customs and see what happens.
Yeah.
Without showing them your passport. Just try it. And it should be that way at any port of entry in the United States. Not just the airport.
We know AOC. You took a trip up there and made a false vote. That's what we're saying. No, just kidding.
Oh, he probably thinks AOC was really crying at that gate when that picture was taken, too.
Like, we don't know that AOC is not a representative of Texas. Of course, we know that. We knew.
But she went down there and cried in front of that gate.
Can I talk to him seriously? Listen, pal. We're just all up here trying to have fun. None of us are experts. None of us should be taken seriously. If you're here to jump on your pedestal and scream, I'm coming and I'm happy, do so. But we're going to make fun of you. So I hope you have thick skin. I hope you don't take offense. I will take your points and look up because, I want to be educated too. But on this, I am educated. They came in the country illegally. They got to go. Bye-bye. Ta-ta. See ya. Period.
And I think that when you come here illegally, you don't get the same rights that I just don't believe you should get the same rights as we do. No. You don't get a fall under our Constitution. None of that. You get none of those.
I look at the preamble of the Constitution, right? It says, we the people of the United States, not we the people in the United States.
Yeah.
That's who it should apply to. Because guess what? Illegal immigrants and asylees, guess what they don't get? The Second Amendment.
Dave Brown, watch your mouth.
I'm sorry, Ed.
So you want them to all have all the rights that we do?
Well, I think you got to be in here and you just got to earn. You just don't get to come here and get the same rights. I'm sorry. You have to earn your way into here. And if you come in here and the first thing you do is break that first law, which is to come here legally, you can call it a class B, C, D. I don't care. In my eyes, you are illegal. And what happens is you leave. And if you come back again, now it's a felony.
Yep.
And you know what? I don't think that we should take care of you. I don't think we should stick you in a prison because we know you're going to do it again. I think we should again chuck you back across the border again and again and again. Just like you do the stray cat that shows up on your doorstep and, pees in your lawn. You just keep chucking him over the fence until he gets it. It's the same thing, I think.
Oh, no, I think you should catch them in a cage and drop them off somewhere else.
Immigrants do have rights. They do. They got the right to stay in their own country.
Mm-hmm.
They got the right to come to the nearest port and enter legally. It's funny. We're a nation of laws, man.
And they could have applied for asylum at any U.S. consulate in the world.
And all men are equal and endowed. Blah, 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 blah. That is just, you don't got.
Well, here's the deal. There are a lot of the things that Humble has said that he is right on. Like the whole Class C. It is a class. I just looked it up. It's a Class C. I get it. There's a lot of things he is correct on. But here's the deal. What is going on? They aren't breaking the law by putting these people through the necessary steps to get them either out of the country or to get them legal, one way or the other. So for you to, I have been checking your facts. So just don't get so testy about everything. But I think that you need to understand that even if they go to the courts and they say, okay, you can't be here. You have to go back. At that point, that's when ICE is taking them back. Here's the deal. Do you understand that if they was to just say, okay, you go back, do you really think they would just go back? Do you think that they just wouldn't go throughout the country? They could literally throw away all their paperwork. Nobody would know who they were, and that would be it. I don't understand what you expect to happen regarding trying to get these people out that are not legal. So once the court says you're not legal to be here, you got to go. We're not going to, approve your citizenship or whatever. We're not going to approve you being here. They need to go back. But do you really think if they go out the door, that's what they're going to do? They're not followed like we are. They don't have none of the things that we have. Christ, they leave all their paperwork on the other side of the border because they don't want to be followed. So I'm not sure what you expect, what it is that you're expecting to happen. Do you think all these people should just be let in here and suck the life out of what we have left of our country? Because I'm telling you, we don't have a whole lot after Biden's 4 years.
And hey, is there some good people that came over here with work permits and visas that came over and worked and made money for their families? Yeah, because they did it the right way.
Okay. Humble just said that's literally the point of the court hearings. When their asylum claim is declined, they get shipped home. That's literally the point of the court hearings. No shit. That's why we say, what's the problem with them doing that? Why are you so mad? You're the one that said you were mad because they're waiting outside. ICE is waiting outside to take them from the court hearing. That's what's supposed to happen. Because we can't trust that they're not just going to go loose in the city after they've been told that we're declining their asylum. They have to go. And we have to make sure that happens. And that's what ICE is there for. So I don't understand what more you want them to do. What is it that you want them to do? Do you want them to just let they go out the door after they've been declined and be able to do as they wish, hoping that they'll go back across the border?
Pinky swear.
See, he literally thinks that ICE is grabbing them before their hearings.
Anyways, do not silence him or I will silence your ass. Do not do that. He can talk just like you can and I can and everybody else can.
Exactly.
You never said you were mad that they were removing the people at the end of their hearing process. Well, ICE ain't just ripping them out of there. ICE is going through the protocols too. If they get declined, then ICE says, okay, come with me, sunshine. We're going to take you to this holding place where we're going to give you 3 square meals a day and make sure your ass is wiped every day. And we're going to send you back where you came from. And don't come back here again because you didn't do it the right way or whatever it is that they say. So I don't understand what it is. You're the one that said that, well, ICE is standing outside waiting to remove them when they're in court.
And they don't have to go back to their own country. It's their choice of where they want to go. And most of them are choosing that option to go out on their own because they can still come back and try to get back in legally.
And it's not like the U.S. government isn't paying for their flight and $1,000 for them to self-deport if they choose to do so. But they're not acting mid-hearing. That's what he doesn't understand, Dave.
No,
they're not grabbing people up before their hearings and taking them out unless they already have a deportation order. Because a lot of it is people showing up for their appointments who already have a deportation order, and ICE is grabbing them then and throwing them out because they already had a deportation order.
And what are the real facts of that case anyway? They're humble. Was he required to come to court and miss court, and then he rescheduled, or and then they had a warrant put out for his arrest? I mean, what's the whole story? We don't know the whole story.
Well, I always ask them for names, right? When they're talking about these events.
He's got a name there. Go up a little, Julio Noriega. He's supposedly in the middle process. I mean, the guy did his paperwork right and then went to court and they ripped him out before that. Maybe so, but what if his days run out? You're only allowed so many days. Well, you're allowed a year, right? So.
Well, and the thing about it is, it's actually advocacy groups and legal organizations have filed lawsuits challenging these practices of ICE going and getting people before their case. Yes, there has been increasing reports and concerns about ICE arresting people at or near immigration courthouses. But here's the deal. They're still going to go through all of their stuff, even if I would assume that they, if they had a court hearing, once they go, once ICE grabs a hold of them, then they're going to go through that process I'm pretty sure they don't just throw them in a bus and send them on home. But maybe I'm wrong.
Julio Noriega was a U.S. citizen that ICE detained temporarily and let loose. So what the hell is he talking about?
And that's what I said. We don't know the facts. So you're like calling us almost stupid or something. We don't get it. But yeah, we don't know what we're talking about. I don't know about this case you just pulled out of your ass. Well, no wonder.
Yeah, and he was taken on a raid and didn't present his ID.
The thing about it is each one of these people break the law, and then for some reason, we're supposed to just give them leniency. I don't understand how that works. So
And he
If
wasn't grabbed in court.
if I'm illegal or if I am of another color, if I break the law, then I should get leniency? I don't understand.
And if he's a citizen, why is he in asylum court?
And he's not. He pulled this guy out of his ass because this guy was a citizen who just didn't tell ICE he was a citizen until he got to the processing center.
And why would you not tell them you're a citizen? Why would you not do that? Why would you go ahead? I mean, I don't understand. It's almost
you're
like
an
you wanted.
activist,
Mhm.
because you're an activist and you want a story.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
And now poor Julio's probably got to go fund me, for his traumatic 6 hours in detention.
And just so you know, Humble, you're wrong. If you are arrested in the United States, you're required to show ID.
Well, and how is I supposed to determine whether you're legal or not if they can't ask you for your ID?
That's like not having voting ID. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I would think that that's kind of how they would have to.
Oh, now
I
you're
know.
calling somebody a dipshit, huh?
Yeah, stop with the name calling. Come on.
He can't
Can't we
help it.
just
He's
have
a-
a conversation? I mean, is
No.
this how you treat people when you're just talking to them?
Yeah, that's how
You
you
call
do it.
them names? Hey, son, honey.
You sure this isn't fools?
No.
We're calling them dipshits, probably. That's why they got arrested. Well, you did, because he was a citizen. He was definitely. It had to be. I mean, you're getting up on your pedestal, yelling about a guy who obviously was trying to set it up to make a scene. Obviously, because I guarantee you, if they grabbed you, would you go, "Hey, I'm a citizen. Here's my ID."
He said you pulled something out your ass. He didn't call you a dipshit.
No, he called me a dipshit.
No.
Well,
Yeah, I'm talking to him.
Oh.
Can you bring up that map I put in the back? And it shows the 100-mile border zone where a Customs and Border Patrol agent can ask people for ID legally whenever they want to. And Chicago falls within that zone.
Oh, I've never seen this map.
Well,
This is what I was talking about earlier. People are now just realizing that there's different rules in different places, and they don't understand.
Yeah, the biggest part.
Scroll out, and it'll show the whole U.S. See all that in purple? ICE can ask you for your ID.
Wow. There you go.
And there's a lot of illegals that are white, a lot of illegals that are black, brown, red, yellow. I don't care. They're not,
Mm-hmm. And guess
Well.
what? 86% of the country lives in that 100-mile zone.
That's weird. It doesn't say there's an ICE office here. Maybe it's not called a field office or something.
Look up the rules in the 100-mile border zone. Because that's where you see all the YouTube First Amendment auditors at the checkpoints on the border getting stopped. They do it because they can legally. And you're in
boo boo.
known smuggling corridors.
That goes your theory, boo boo. Oh man, ain't nobody wanting to fight with you, bro. We're just trying to talk straight, you know. And when I say you pulled it out your ass, that's because you did. You pulled it out your ass. You pulled one out that you knew that you could make. How do you don't know? Circumstantial. That just is a little hot bee's nest already ready for you. But no, come to find out, he didn't tell him he wasn't American.
Yeah.
Well,
And if, I'll put a link in the back too. This is the ACLU telling you this, and you know they hate this.
Hiya, fam.
Hey, Niels.
What's up?
Oh, man. Finally, a good late night topic. I've been waiting months for this.
yeah, she'll let anybody on here.
I'm telling you. Even hillbillies.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 100% with Mayo.
Yes, sir.
I am 100% in agreement with you.
It amazes me that people who and it's actually sad that this stuff isn't taught in schools along with the history.
Oh, yeah. Sad.
You know, everybody thinks that 4% mortgage rates were the norm when they're actually the historical lows.
Mm-hmm. Overall, yes. And the other thing that just absolutely completely irritates me is the sense of entitlement. Like, I have a right to be in America. No.
Oh yeah.
You don't. You are a human of Earth, but there are 216 other countries with freedom that you can go seek asylum at.
That score higher on the freedom index. Many of them score higher on the freedom index than we do.
Yep.
But they don't have generous welfare systems. Imagine that.
And it's like the UK. The UK has some unreal stuff compared to America. Like, literally, if you are in the UK, if you fly anywhere outside of the UK and there's a layover, you're actually reimbursed by the UK government for that layover.
It just like, yeah. It just like, remember when the Supreme Court said police don't have the duty to protect the individual, and everybody was up in arms?
Oh yeah, throwing a fit.
Yeah, because say you owe gambling debts to the Irish mob in Ireland, right? And you get mugged and your leg gets broken. You can sue the Irish government for that happening because the police have the duty to protect you.
Yeah.
And then you use that money to pay your gambling debts off.
And this is what people don't understand. Under federal statute 110/3009, there are greater due process protections and formal removal proceedings brought against these aliens that are already present within the United States compared to other countries. So when people are like, "Oh, they're just putting them on buses and shipping them across," well, yeah, that's probably going to be the end goal. They still get a fair treatment, a fair hearing. But there are greater protections for them compared to other countries, especially in Europe.
Oh, so, yeah. And the next TPS status that needs to be removed are Somalis.
Oh, yeah, it's getting ridiculous. Of course, you can thank Omar for that one. And the fact that when this is what really irritates me, and I can tell I was getting on your nerves, Mayo. When people have to resort to a demographic such as skin color or racial in the context of a argument or a debate, they've already lost it. Lost the debate.
Well, and then his whole thing, ICE agents are waiting at courthouses. And then he gives a case and a name of a U.S. citizen who just didn't give him his ID until he was in processing.
Yeah.
Till he was being identified.
Yep, it's like those kids, man, that go after beer and stuff. You know, when they're underage, and then finally when they're ID'd, they get all pissed off and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't do this shit. Just like Americans can't legally just enter another country and stay there and suck off, you know, their system. They'll deport you from other free countries as well, such as Spain, Poland, Yugoslavia. They'll kick your ass
Mexico.
out. Mexico, yeah.
Mexico doesn't have a welfare system because Mexico has us.
Yeah, don't get me started on Mexico tonight. I'm so pissed off at Scheinbaum.
Yeah, I can't wait till she meets Delta Force. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's going to be tier 1 operators in Mexico soon. And the fact that she turned around and she said, now I can understand, yeah, there are terrorists in your country that you're not dealing with. But when she turns around and makes a public statement that protects the cartels, not as Mexican citizens, but as the cartel, it's like you just told the world who bought you your position as president of Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it goes to show who got her elected.
Yep.
Be honest.
Yep.
They called it a narco state for a reason.
And it's not just Mexico. It's all Latin American drug cartel. So Colombia, Venezuela, Guatemala. Guatemala's the worst.
You know, Colombia.
Have at it, man. Put some ISR Preds in the air. Put some Spectre gunships. Tier 1 operators on the ground and have at it. Just have a field day.
I say put volcano mine laying systems on Blackhawks and fly the border.
Yep. Yeah, so everything that you saw in Sicario is about to happen in real life, but with Tier 1, I mean, really.
Wait. I have something important to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, who do you want to kiss all over?
I hope it's not me. He hasn't had that much bourbon yet.
I think you might have more hair than he's willing to ruffle through. I don't know.
I think it's Ma.
Oh. Oh. Yikes.
Yikes.
Did I put you on the spot? Sorry, Dave.
Got to watch what you say in chat. You never know how it's going to be taken.
That's right. Now it's in print. We got it right there. I want to kiss you all over.
Yeah. Now it exists forever.
Don't make me get that picture out of you, Dave, with you dancing in that pair of thong underwear. Because I'll put this right over the top of it.
And maybe you can be a Minnesota Falcons cheerleader.
Yes.
All the ladies in the house. He ain't picky.
Yeah, Ma, Angie will cut my lips off if I start kissing on women.
Joe, I bet it'd be more than your lips. She'd be Mrs. Bobbitt.
I'll tell you one way that I got out of a little ordeal with law enforcement. It was local law enforcement. So I forgot that I had my Bowie knife in the truck, and I always shoved it in the seat between the center console and the driver's seat. And the cop saw it, and he said, "Well, legally you're allowed to own it, but where I was working, that would be considered a weapon and wouldn't be allowed inside, blah 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 and stuff." And I was like, "No, I just leave it in the truck." So what I told him was, this used to be David Bowie's original Bowie knife. I just replaced the handle and the blade. He laughed so hard, he just let it slide.
Because he knew somebody with that kind of humor isn't going to cut somebody's head off with it at the mall.
Correct. I'm not going to drive to a Target and start stabbing people, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of reforms America needs to have to get back on track. And everything that was common sense related, they took out of the public education system, which is why we're now like number 25th or 27th in the world. When the public U.S. Department of Education was established in 1977, we were number 1 in the world. Look how far it slipped. So that little experiment died because they took the power away from the states to educate people and went to a national curriculum, which was basically those policies and that curriculum was not developed by educators. It was developed by lobbyists.
And Trump gave it back to the states. Y'all just say, go Trump, go Trump.
When he said he was going to eliminate the U.S. Department of Education, now there are certain programs that are good through the U.S. Department of Education for schools. But you can take those same funds and reallocate those to the states for that purpose, which was the original intention of the U.S. Department of Education. The same with FEMA. FEMA is just a allocation agency. They're a resource agency. If there are resources within the federal government the states need, FEMA can get it. That's all they do. Is they're basically, overall, they're a coordination agency. That's it.
Well, and I don't know where people got the idea that FEMA was supposed to fix all their problems after a disaster.
Oh, yeah. No, it's still left up to the states.
And it should be. Because in Kansas, I have to plan for a whole different disaster than Florida does.
Yeah. So how
Washington State does.
Yeah.
Why not allocate them to the supplies they need and let them control it?
Yeah.
The old civil defense system.
The only reason that Jimmy Carter started FEMA April 1st, 1979 was to be able to have an agency to keep track of those funds from the Robert T. Stafford Act, which was passed for basically unlimited funds for disasters within the United States and their territories and provinces. That's the only reason it was created.
And then they heard ching ching.
Yep.
Ching ching.
And it's grown and it's grown.
Let the money laundering begin.
So basically how FEMA works is, and people are like, why wasn't FEMA here on the first day? FEMA's never going to be on a disaster on the first day. They might have assets nearby because legally, due to states' rights, they cannot move into any state without permission of the governor. They can't even stage. But they can on federal property, which is why they move a lot of resources onto military bases and an impending disaster. Now, that disaster won't get approved until the state agrees to the 25-75 rule, which is they have to pay 25% of the total cost of the disaster recovery. And there's a certain threshold for damage that they have to meet. And
and North Carolina did not want to do that. That's why the Army helicopters were held back for more than a week.
Oh, yeah, Roy Cooper screwed that all up.
Yeah.
Roy Cooper, oh, man, I'm glad he's out of there.
I put something in the back since we were talking about education. And what it is it's a copy of a 8th grade graduation exam from 1895. And I doubt that college seniors could pass it today.
No, and almost every single university in America actually has transition courses for those that have weak math and English skills.
All the 0 level courses.
Bring back word problems.
Yep. Because comprehension skills are lacking today.
Yep.
Seriously lacking. But yeah, can you make that larger? And read some of the
See, this is what I love about, especially on the geography section, because this was 1895 before the whole climate change mess. Question 2, how do you account for the extremes of climate in Arizona? I mean, that's a major geography question. That's the difference between Bogota, Colombia, and the Gobi Desert. I mean, these are important things.
But if you don't understand them,
what was it? We were on I can't remember which stream it was, that people didn't know that Thomas Jefferson was from Virginia. I was like, you kidding me? I was like, he's the fourth president of the United States, or like he was the third. And I said, technically, Washington was president twice. So he was the first and the second president. Then Adams, then Washington. Yeah, when they started taking word problems out because they said it's too hard for kids, no, you need to challenge their mind more.
That's right.
And stop passing kids just so you can get your numbers up and make the education system look good in your local area, your state. If you fail at something, you need to expect disappointment and learn failure and learn to gain success from that failure. Change your approach.
Yeah. And like a lot of people don't realize that Robert E. Lee was in charge of the U.S. Military Academy at the beginning of the Civil War.
He was,
I'm gonna
And he
send
left. He left once his state.
He was, but technically he was still over the 2nd Dragoons. He was Lieutenant Colonel of the 2nd Dragoons.
Yeah.
Called him up. I'm still America's greatest general. What's up, G2K?
I'm gonna send this to my daughter for my granddaughter who's getting ready to actually step into her freshman year. So, and I'll pretty much guarantee you that she's gonna look at this like there's 7 heads on her mother.
Yeah. And a lot of those kids wrote with pieces of coal in school. The ones that passed this test.
It's really sad that these kids can have, terrible KID starting off on video games such as COD, and then increase that from learning from their mistakes. But when it comes to basic life skills and education, they don't care.
Yeah.
Well, because now technology's made it to where it can all be dealt with in that matter. Everything. It's like the other day I was looking. They had a Roomba vacuum cleaner that now picks up stuff and puts it away. Like it determines, oh, that's a shoe. Go put it by the door. Put it in the shoe box. Oh, that's the toy. Put it in the toy box. I mean,
I would never.
Our brains are going to be mush.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind that for like disabled or old people.
But the problem is that's not who's buying it. The disabled or
know.
old person will crawl around picking that stuff up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will never have an automated robotic system touch my shoes ever. Because once a robot moves my slippers, this house is it's going to get flipped like a SEAL team looking for sensitive information.
Well, and I'm worried about it tripping me on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it has more work.
Hey, G2K.
But yeah, you can look up. They've got these tests all the way online up until the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
When we really started to dumb down education.
I really love how they need to start bringing back the teachings of Locke. Like the major shift in the economy during the colonial era, which every American child was taught up until the 80s.
Gutters, I'll be back in a little bit.
All right.
Well, yeah, and because you go to different places. I think this one's from Riverside, California. You can also find one from Salina, Kansas.
Oh, man,
and it's more towards the agricultural side on the questions they're asking.
Yeah. Important questions. I didn't mean to run off Duggar.
Oh, he must have. He's probably doing something. He probably seen his kids over there and he had to go beat one of them up or something.
I was wondering if you said something about Trump and he's going to take his medicine.
But yeah, look at this.
That blows me away. I mean, I'm just kind of scrolling through questions every now and then. It's like, dang.
Yeah, what is the cost of a square farm at $15 per acre with a distance of which is 640 rods?
Well, let me put it.
I mean, this is important stuff. Write a bank check, promissory note, and a receipt. Cashier's check should be included in that. I mean, today, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Name events connected with the following dates: 1607, 1620, 1800, 1849, and 1865.
Yeah.
These are all things they learned about. Kids don't learn about this shit anymore.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I think you bring up a really good point about the fact that they're not story questions. They're not written out. If, too much stuff is multiple choice. Fools, this is not, let's do trivia without multiple choice. That's not what I'm saying, because my brain was raised on multiple choice. But this is such a good example of how we're so backwards. I could care less if my kids ever figure out, or my grandkids figure out how to run a computer game. I don't care if they ever figure that kind of stuff out. But I know eventually, because of the way this is where they're pushing it, somehow that's going to be more important than any of these questions, which seems crazy to me.
So yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that we did with our kids. Okay, you know all this stuff. Now the power's off. What do you do?
Right.
Oh, thanks to Big Dog Mall. How many orange kangaroos have you seen in Denmark lately? Damn that.
Yeah,
number.
I mean,
I had somebody. I
yeah.
asked. I did that riddle to my friend from Alaska, and he picked some country that was. I was so annoyed. He did not pick Denmark. He picked some country I'd never heard of in my life. Like, I don't know. It started with a D though, and so it didn't really work with him. But he ended up having to go back and go with Denmark. And it ended up working out, but I was still kind of annoyed because I was like, dang, no, it wasn't Dominican. It's like a really weird country. What's another one that starts with D?
Oh, shoot. We actually talked about this the other night. Dave, the answer to
that one,
was it
Debrauti, Djibrauti, or whatever that.
Djibouti.
I know, yeah,
It's pronounced Djibouti. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay,
yeah,
that one.
Yeah,
That
Dubai.
one.
Yeah, I forgot about Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai's not a
Dominican
country.
Republic. Yeah, it's a city.
Dave, the answer to your question for 1800 and the events connected with that date is the capital was officially moved from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they both turned out the same no matter what.
See, show the territorial growth of the United States. Dang. I mean, yeah. There wasn't no answers given to these guys.
Yeah, I mean, these are all major American events. In America, it's so much easier to study because, one, it's more modern, so it's newer, and two, it's still very young.
Yeah, that's impressive. Sorry, I got stuck reading here. Why is the Atlantic coast colder than the Pacific in the same latitude? I don't have a clue.
The movement of water.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the bottom. Look at what you had to get to be promoted to 9th grade.
Right, a 90%. Oh, Ma says deeper water. Maybe.
Well, the inclination of the Earth, we were actually taught.
It's ocean currents movement.
Yeah, the ebb and flow of the ocean tides
Oh.
because of the gravity of the moon. It's actually the moon pulling against the earth pulling against the moon. The
Describe the process by which the water of the ocean returns the sources of rivers. Returns to the sources of rivers.
Rain.
That's what I thought too.
well,
It's not?
well, kind of. It is.
It's evaporation condensation.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is rain.
Yep.
Because it sucks it up and dumps it out elsewhere.
Oh yeah. Because we were talking about, FEMA earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
About, how it just became a grift. Well, just like the Clean Water Act was supposed to control all navigable waters of the United States. Navigable could be used commercially. So it wasn't every stream and, cow pond and runoff ditch that it's now turned into. It started out as a good idea because rivers in Ohio were literally catching on fire.
I'm just very impressed that in 1895 they were teaching the water cycle.
Or you mean 1895?
Yeah. They're teaching the water cycle in 1895. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The process is the parts of the water cycle, rather.
You know how many kids couldn't tell you that today?
No, they don't even know what surface runoff is.
Right? That'd be a good idea, actually.
It's like, do you know what a tributary inflow is?
There, I got my angry Mickey Mouse ears back.
I was like, what the hell? I saw the thumbnail. I was like, oh man, she's pissed about something.
No, it
Her
was
mind
kind of
tonight.
clickbait, kind of, not really, but I was just, I was actually kind of dared to, and you know what happens when I get dared to do something, especially like this. So I tried to, I basically just wanted to see how far I could push it. Never meaning anything racist by it. Only like I want to see if I could get away with what if I can do this, or if anybody else can do this of other. I'm not gonna go there because I'm gonna get this sucker demonetized if I do.
I would say the algorithm definitely picked up on it.
You think?
Yeah. If not, it will by tomorrow.
Oh boy. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get over to yours today because I was busy doing all my stuff, but I seen yours. I was like, dang, I wanted to get in there and see what he was talking about.
I did a short today, but Friday stream's going to be fun.
Oh, is that when it is? The
Yeah.
Google?
Yeah, that's going to be Friday.
Oh,
You
I
didn't
thought that
miss
was
that one.
tonight.
Yeah, and we get a little concert, a debut concert by Viola the Bird. You're going to love that. I spent a little bit too much time. I was just like researching some stuff, and I come across one of the Google libraries, and I was like, oh, why do people not know about this? So we'll have those links too in there on Friday. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that actually seems interesting.
Curator said between 2006 and 2018, verbal reasoning, logic, vocabulary, matrix reasoning, visual problem solving, analogies, and letter number series, computational mathematical drop by up to 2 points. Oh yeah, absolutely. Math scores in America, the science scores are going to be the next thing to go big time, and that's what really irritates me is that they are using AI basically to create their essays and stuff and their research papers, case studies and others, and it's actually disseminating false information. like zero evidence-based case studies. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. Not saying science is always right.
No, but it's damn sure never settled. Ever.
And that's the greatest thing about science. That's why you have hypotheses. It's a guess until you can prove it right. And if not, then you go back to the drawing board. That's what makes science interesting. But it's never absolute. And that's what scientists drive mathematicians crazy. Because mathematicians have to have that absolute
Provable concept.
Yeah, like 100%. And scientists, consider other options as well. Like pseudoscience, for decades they made fun of pseudoscience until they turned around and said, "Oh, you know what? We can prove some of this stuff." And now they're having to be retaught everything that they ever learned. Math, science.
Oh yeah, the whole dark matter thing's falling apart. And we spent billions on this in grants and studies on a lot of this shit.
Oh yeah, that's part of the research process. But some of the beliefs of the ancient cultures, and they just dismissed it as a primitive culture, and they weren't as smart as we are now. But yet now science is able to go back and prove their beliefs that they had from that pseudoscience side, and they're going, shit, we were wrong. Now we have to rethink everything that we were ever taught and everything we ever taught to our generation.
Yeah, there was a substance that the Greek Navy used on boats. It was a liquid that would catch on fire when it came in contact with water, but it wasn't phosphorus. And they still haven't figured out how they did it to this day.
And they had it at Alexandria at the lighthouse.
Yep.
They used it as a last resort because the mirrors that they used at the lighthouse, they can actually turn it to a weapon. No, Song, it wasn't Greek fire. It was something different. It was similar to the traditional Greek fire, but this was water reactive, and they thought maybe it was like a zinc or phosphorus based, or what's the third one? Mayo.
Oh man.
Magnesium.
Yeah.
Magnesium, yeah. That there were certain substances mixed together. Hell, look, it took them forever to figure out how to make Roman concrete. They couldn't find out that last main ingredient for
it. Yeah, you can cut pipe underwater with magnesium rods.
Good night, Ann. Thanks for coming, honey.
Hi, darling.
Oh, and the heads of a 1996 Chevy pickup do have magnesium heads in them too.
Yeah.
So if you have one of those vehicles and it catches fire, just walk away. Just let it burn.
Yeah. Yeah. Your fire extinguisher, you're just wasting it. That's why aircraft fires are so horrible, especially helicopter fires, because most of the casings for the gearboxes are made of magnesium because it's light.
Mm-hmm. I remember one of my firefighters, we had a 96 pickup, step side, catch fire. He played cowboy, went up there and sprayed it, and of course, it flashed and threw sparks everywhere. So he distanced himself. He backed off a little bit and then hit it again. He said, "I'm putting it out." I said, "No, you're not. You're just burning magnesium faster."
Yep. You're giving it more oxygen.
Yep. More oxygen.
Because when the water gets heated up, it changes back to hydrogen and oxygen.
Yep. More fuel at a rapid rate. It's like having a propane furnace. I said, just let it go, buddy.
Same thing with these lithium cells. They make their own oxygen, so you're not putting them out.
Yeah, they had a weapon that shot magnesium rods as weapons.
Oh yeah, one of the old Star Wars systems.
Yeah.
Oh, like out of the rail guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
tungsten magnesium rods, and they actually didn't launch it; they just dropped it and let gravity do its thing.
Oh yeah, the rods from God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the terminal velocity from those things was just unreal.
Oh hell, look at an Abrams Sabo,
Y'all
and that
losing
thing goes
gutters.
right through freaking a foot of armor.
Oh yeah.
What'd y'all do with gutters?
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
Okay.
I mean, the science behind that shit is amazing.
I'm really, really eager to see what tier 1 operators are going to be doing this week. We probably won't hear about it for a month, but
Yeah. This week they're going to be working on compounds near the border in staging areas, going through scenarios.
Yeah,
I mean,
Texas just gifted them some land for their own alligator Alcatraz, right?
yeah. You know, I was going to make up a T-shirt, Duggars, that said "More alligators, less assholes,"
Dude, I'm telling you.
and sell them down there.
If somebody ain't never really seen a alligator in the wild instead of sitting in the zoo all laying there, them things are deadly.
They're fast.
A 16-footer will go 8 foot up out of the air, out of the water to grab something. You know, and if he ever locks his teeth on you and backs underwater, you're done.
Oh yeah, and you're not outrunning it on land either.
You know,
And that thing will climb a tree after you if it wants to.
you can't stab it in the eye, you're done. You know, at crocodiles, you know, they have them salt crocs down there in the Everglades. I think every one of them should be hunted down and removed, like tigers. There's no reason to have tigers anymore. It's time they got to go away. Time for them motherfuckers to go bye-bye. You know, and alligators and crocodiles. Hey, you know, we have a season on them, but I think the saltwater crocs, it's just ate so many people in this world. I mean, that just needs to go by. It needs to go.
No, they need to depopulate all of Australia then.
Yeah, what happened to the little dodo bird, you know, was cruel or whatever, but, you know, at least he didn't eat people. All right, let's get rid of something that eats people, you know. I don't know.
I love how those two guys on that flatboat in Australia were trying to move some timber or something out of the way and some other debris so they can get by, and two crocodiles just float up to them, and guys that are just pushing them back like, no, go away.
I didn't see that. I've been around them, you know. I've caught quite a few of them. I've caught them on my trout line before, you know, and then they'll come up to the surface again, you know, and you'll spot them when you come out, because they'll be sit up on the surface with your line with a hook and stuff, and they'll go underwater. And I don't tell them how long that dude's been there, you know, 4 or 5 hours, because I checked my line a bunch, you know. But he'll just put it in reverse and get off. He'll straighten the hook out. I've seen some absolute monsters, dude. I mean, look like, you know, when you sit there catfishing off this one little spot between two lakes. And we knew it had alligators and stuff, so we always kept lights because you could see their eyeballs. They shine red, you know. And we were messing around with our lights, cooking a fish or something, I don't know, whatever, but we looked up, and dude, there was a set of eyeballs, and they were about 1.5 feet apart. This was a big freaking gator, dude. I mean, and he wasn't no more than 5 foot away from us. I was like, oh my God, I went scared. I just grabbed my boy by his hair when I was going up. I was like, get back, you know.
What's gator meat taste like?
Honestly, it's going to sound cliche. It does taste like chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you beat it up a little bit, tenderize it, it's pretty decent eating. It's like eating a breast on dark meat mixed together.
You got to beat the hell out of it, though?
Some of it's, if you get a older gator,
Uh-huh.
some of the young gators are just tender, but it's all muscle. That's how it. A lot of people don't eat them because people don't know how to prepare the meat. Same thing with deer. A lot of people don't like deer because they don't know how to take
you'd have
silver
to.
linings on. And there's some people that love deer meat. I'm one of them.
I never met a person that didn't like deer meat.
I have. I've met a few.
I've
But
never
these are-
met one person. Every person I've ever been around that's had
That's
it or ate it has loved it.
I bet the
And
ones that,
until a lot of them find out it's actually deer.
I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so
everybody.
there's not.
Oh,
I mean,
where the owl killed logging.
yeah.
Yeah. Where the
Oh.
mule deer keep eating up all our damn tomatoes.
My wife's kids came in from Hawaii, 3 of them, and they're older kids. They're in their early 20s. One of them was close to 30, and I made a elk chili, and they started eating that stuff. Man, that's the best chili we ever had. They would eat it up. And he goes, "What kind of meat was that?" I said, "That was elk." He said, "Man, you kidding me?" And I go, "No, that was elk meat. I shot that elk." He said, "I'd rather have that than beef." So I fried him some backstrap. He was just following me around. You got to send some of that home with me.
Oh yeah, no tenderloin.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was straight up tenderloin, man. I even go extra miles on that. You know what I mean? That makes the best chicken fried steak in the world, though, man. Elk.
My freezer's full of both.
I hate you.
Both deer and elk.
I hate you.
We normally run out anywhere between March and May.
It's hunting season's fixing to kick up around here in September.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat up a bunch because, my son will be bringing in a bunch.
I'll give you my address, send you a couple $100. Just send me some.
Just send it right on your way.
Hell yeah. I had a buddy that used to send me Alaskan king crab and halibut all the time for nothing because he was my buddy. He said, "You just pay for it when pay me what it costs to ship there. I'll just send you all you can eat." I said, "All right."
Hell yeah.
And it sometimes be $300-$400 to get it here. That was cheap because I had enough for probably 80-90 meals of crab. And same with the halibut. I mean, he would just go crazy. And he died. He drowned out there. He was a fisherman. They both went down.
Marv's up for a barbecue soon. A grill out. I'll buy the beer and 2 bottles of bourbon.
Well, we have a friend our friend from Alaska, when Marv goes up there, and like last time he rode the ferry back, and he brought back all kinds of fish, and some of it was frozen fish like halibut, and I don't know what else he had. And then what was the other thing he brought back that was
Crab.
really good? Oh no, he brought back a bunch of canned fish from the Indians, like
Oh yeah.
really good fish. Oh, bye, Mia.
Probably whitefish, huh?
There was some. There was a whole bunch. I couldn't believe all the meat he brought back. I was surprised.
Yeah, I used to get sent black olives and smoked whitefish from my kinfolk in Greece.
Mm-hmm. Marvin used to go to Petersburg in Alaska, and he would get the first time he went up there, not the first time, the second time he went up there, he called me and said, "All right, get a freezer. I'm on my way home with 250 pounds of halibut."
Nice.
I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I had to get a big deep freeze here, and the only way I could get it was I had to promise the guy at the store that I would give him some halibut, because, I mean, Marvin was coming in that afternoon, and I had to have it here before he got here with the fish. So
And they knew it. They were really nice. I mean, they'd have done it anyways. But I made sure to,
Yeah.
drop by and give that guy a bunch of halibut because he was so good to make sure that, bless you, to make
Thank you.
sure that freezer was here before the meat got here. So yeah, it was. I was so glad.
To answer Big Dog Miles' question, does anyone ever eat rattlesnake or turtle? I don't really. I've eaten rattlesnake. I don't really care for it. Turtle, I love.
Turtle soup.
I'm fried turtle meat, man, in a milk brown gravy and onion. But that's you can them big soft shells are really tasty, and the snappers ain't too bad either. But I used to love green turtles. All the protected turtles, they used to not be protected, and we used to butcher one every once in a while. But we caught so many of them when I was shrimping, and we created a turtle excluder device that shoot them. But man, them turtles could, we never lost one because we drowned them. That was the biggest bullshit I ever seen. Never lost not one turtle to drowning. I guess it could happen, if you're dragging all night and have to catch one that night, you might catch one like that. But we were usually a 3 or 4 hour draggers, because I hate it when you get a big pile of fish and shrimp on there. It heats up and it doesn't keep as well. So and it wasn't as much to work at a time too. So we kind of split it up in parts. But turtle meat's delicious. It's got 7 different types of meat on it.
I've never had either, and I will never eat rattlesnake unless I'm starving to death. And then I will.
And no, before anybody asks, I'm not into eating mountain oysters either. Although some people swear by them, I'm just not that guy.
I'm not eating Rocky Mountain oysters for love or money.
Well,
money. If I was starving, again, I'd eat just about anything if I was starving.
Well, everybody would.
But otherwise, I ain't eating Rocky Mountain. I ain't. Nope. I don't do liver. I don't do organs.
I like calf's liver. I do.
Oh.
And with onions and gravy, on some rice and
Get
mashed
off on
taters.
food.
I don't know, but y'all did. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
We always circle back to food on your streams. I don't know why, but
I don't know. I always
That's
lose
every
views
stream.
too.
That's every
Everybody
stream,
just
everything.
disappears when we start talking about food. I'm glad we're down to 11 people. They're like, okay, done.
Yeah, I'm not. They're talking about M&M eating right now, so
everybody's headed to Publix in the middle of the night.
Right.
God damn, I need some Krispy Kremes.
I suppose, though, we've done pretty good. We've done almost 3 hours.
Wow, not too bad. I do need to head to the store in a minute. Not for food, though.
You're gonna got Krispy Kreme on your brain.
That's right. He's headed.
I can't eat in the middle of the night. It's really hard for me to eat.
Oh, yeah, and then go to bed. Oh, man, it makes my stomach just, ugh.
I'll wake up nauseous the next morning.
Yeah. Marvin, I try to explain. He's like, man, I had heartburn the other night. It's like, well, you got home late, and then you ate, and then you went to bed.
Yep.
I can't imagine why you had a heartburn.
Do you like escargot?
No.
Love escargot. I love it.
That's one I would have to be like.
If you ever ate one, you'd eat a bunch of them.
Oh no, I wouldn't. Oh.
You don't eat oysters either, do you?
No.
Oysters, yes. I love oysters.
I will eat smoked oysters out of the can. That's about it. I am not eating those slimy. No. I'm a big texture person.
The locals of South Carolina taught me when I was a teenager how to steam the oysters, which is basically a fire, 2 cinder blocks, a piece of corrugated tin, a burlap sack, and oysters and water. That's it. You just throw them on the corrugated tin above the fire, and just keep throwing water on it. Cover it with a burlap sack, and it'll steam the crap out of it. Yeah, it's so good, Gigi.
Nope.
Toss them to the side when they're done in a big pile and pick it up. Shuck it, get some hot sauce. Oh.
I can I can feel the texture from here. I can't. I can't.
I made a bunch. I showed a friend how to do it up here, and I think that was 4th of July weekend when this was years ago. I ended up 3 of us. It was his daughter, me, and my buddy, and we ended up eating 4 bushels of oysters in a day.
Okay. Oh, nope. All righty. Well, so Mr. Duggars, you got anything planned this week? I don't know where he is. He left. He said I'm out. Okay.
He's going to get some oysters.
I guess. How about you, Niels? I know you said you had your
No, there I
stream on
am.
Friday.
I'm muted.
Yeah, Friday at 8 p.m.
Friday at 8 p.m. So y'all go check out Neil's channel. Sub up to him if you're not.
And we do have that debut concert right before it's part of the stream, but it's right at the beginning of the channel. You will laugh your ass off. I promise.
You know, I do have to go to Papa John's. I had to go to Albuquerque tomorrow, so I might just stop at Papa Do's and have me a couple dozen raw oysters. Yeah.
There you go.
A dozen raw and then have a plate of fried oysters. Oh,
Yeah.
I love them.
I'll save mine for you.
Thank you for letting me up again.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming up.
So I can vent. Duggar, good to see you. Big Dog Mall, everybody. Great to see you guys.
Yeah. Toodly doos.
Yeah. Thanks,
And
you
everybody
guys.
have an awesome week.
Yes, y'all. You guys have a great week and don't work too hard. Mr. Duggars, you got anything planned this week?
I'm thinking I'm gonna go get me some oysters tomorrow, but other than that, just sniffing air till the next week.
There you
know,
go.
is a good thing.
That's right. That's all we can ask for.
Probably go wet a hook or two. I'm about sick of staying home, and
all right.
It's starting to cool off a little bit in New Mexico. When it gets like that, it's time to fish.
All right. Sounds like Mr. Duggar's going to check out a hooker or two.
Ooh.
All right. You have a great week. And thanks for coming up and hanging out with me.
You're welcome.
All right.
Should we go bye-bye?
Yep, I'm getting ready to go.
All y'all take care of your little bitty selves. May y'all receive the Lord's blessings.
Good night, Mr. Duggar.
Toodly doos. I love toodly doos. Hey, I have my internet back and it's sounding good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
By God.
It does. All
You know,
right.
I just figured out something. I have 658 loyal subjects.
Nice.
Wow.
Good job.
Never asked for one.
I lost like 3 over the over this title on this stream today.
I bet you did. Your 3 token black people, they're gone now.
Yeah, well, fuck it. If they can, I mean, the ones that stayed, I know, and they ain't going nowhere. So, all righty. Well, thanks for coming up, Mr. Duggar.
You're welcome, darling. Anytime.
All right. We'll talk to you later, darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great week. Thank you for coming up and hanging out with us. Please do not forget Coffee Club Friday morning. And then Friday night, of course, we will be doing our conspiracy theory. And it will be on haunted dolls. So it should be really good. I cannot wait. I think each show we get better and better at kind of figuring out how we're going to do it. So we actually have the next 3 shows planned. So that's kind of cool. Gives us a minute to research everything and, be kind of organized. So yeah, make sure you all come to that on Friday night. Traveling Fools, LW, and myself will all stream it out from there. So y'all have a great week. Thank you for being here. You know the deal. If it wasn't for you, I would not be here. Love y'all. Good night.
News bullshit.
Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah, it's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on. Well, the world's strongest man just dropped the ball, and the tent's caving in from the weight of it all. Yeah, the lion's at the cage, puppets in a rage, and the ringleader's on parade. It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Come on. Witness the greatest show on earth. Ignore the flames.
It's a circus out